How can India overcome bottlenecks to leverage generative AI in science and technology? Let's deep dive. They say that the world is going to end because of 3 to 4 reasons, actually 4. Climate change. Number 2 is artificial intelligence. Eventually, machines will take up most of our jobs. There will be extreme inequality and there will be a war with humanity versus machines. Matrix 1-on-1. Number 3, a comet will hit us. There is a real probability of the same. And number 4th is nuclear bomb in a bad actor player. Legit reasons, not hypothetical, real reasons. And in this deep dive session, you will understand the nuance of scaling artificial intelligence from the lens of government, but you would also understand the nuance of ethical artificial intelligence from the lens of the government. Now some context about the case. Basic questions. What is the current status of building artificial intelligence? What are your future goals with artificial intelligence? And most importantly, there is a concept that has been introduced in artificial intelligence recently, which is generative AI agents. So generative AI agent is a central node that will play or that will order multiple AI agents and solve a complex task. Case in point, let's pick up travel itinerary. Today, generative AI example will be ChatGPT, right? If let's say you have to go to Bhopal tomorrow, right? For leisure and for work. What will you ask ChatGPT? That I am going to Bhopal for 2 days. I have some meetings from this to this time. Why don't you make a 2-day itinerary for me? GPT will very easily come up with a very interesting, based upon your personal preferences, a 2-day itinerary, right? But will GPT book your flight tickets? Will it book your hotel tickets? Will it also book or pre-book your Uber? No, right? So that is what a generative AI agent's role is. That is what companies and governments are aiming to build right now. That there should be one major AI agent. That agent and a human, of course, sits over and above that. And that agent will actually command actions from multiple sub-agents or multiple sub-websites to be able to package and build one collective solution, so that next time Shatakshi has to go to Bhopal for 2 days for work from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. she has a meeting and she also wishes to enjoy Bhopal for the first time, she will not just get an itinerary, her tickets, her hotel, her Airbnb, maybe just meeting friends and family, and there will be a message that will go to her family also, Shatakshi is arriving in Bhopal, she wishes to meet you, are you available or not? That's the role of a generative AI agent. That's what governments, that's what nation states, that's what majorly businesses are aiming to create. Now, how far do we need to go so that humans still get the jobs, maybe play more complex roles, if not mundane roles, but there are still good and quality jobs in the market is a question that we will also have to solve. Let's start with the first test, which is around strategy. The major bottleneck actually getting in our way from strategy point of view is that India lacks a cohesive national AI strategy. People, department and organizations are working in silos. Especially we do not have sector-wise targeted approach such as what can we do in healthcare, what can we do in legal, what can we do in finance. Without a clear-cut strategic efforts, the AI implementation remain extremely scattered. Let's move towards second sector, which is structure. AI research ecosystem in India is fragmented, like we have established, with very limited collaboration between institutions, startups and government. So at a structural level, there is an isolated effort. Once again, you can take an example of, let's say, talk about itineraries, right? If you have to literally create the itinerary for Shatakshi from going from Delhi to Bhopal, don't you need unification or coordination? The chatbot should be able to talk to Make My Trip or Go Ibibo. The chatbot should be able to talk to Airbnb or another online travel agent for making my booking. It should be able to send SMSs also, so on and so forth. So you see, due to a lack of structured collaboration, innovation is likely to take its true fruition or will always remain underutilized. Let's talk about system. Processes. India's digital infrastructure, especially in rural areas, is underdeveloped. Because of this, there is widespread deployment of lack of AI development in the rural India. So there will always be urban-rural divide, which will further increase the income inequality. So we have to identify this gap and fix this as well. I'll take another example. You want a loan? What is the first thing that is going to be checked upon you? What is your credit rating? Makes sense, right? The bank eventually earns money on the loan. So they will have to check if Astha, Triveni and Mohammed Rian are taking loan, whether they are going to repay it back or not. So first and foremost, they'll check on your credit rating. Second, if a loan has to be given, there has to be a process around it. And then when the loan will hit your bank, there will be some installment and then you'll start paying back, etc. Now these are multiple agents' work. Alright? And once again go back to the point of having one generative AI agent. If we have to build this one generative AI agent, what has to happen? There has to be systemic collaboration between the system, between the players or between the institutions, that's one. And now think, if there is a rural and urban divide, the rural, how are they going to become more comfortable in taking loan? Right? When you get loan, eventually it empowers you to do more things in business, more things in your agriculture. So that divide is going to be further strengthened because of the lack of infrastructure. So that's in your system. Let's talk about shared values. I feel most of the people, governments, startups, etc. are just running madly behind the AI just because the world is running after AI, right? Of course, many a times you need to follow patterns so that you are not really left behind the curve, but you need to have a much more tailor-made and personalized answer. The larger AI advancement, frankly, has not yet fully aligned with the India's societal values and goals of reducing economic disparity as well. AI could play a pivotal role in healthcare by providing efficient healthcare workflows, but if you do not have these value system ingrained in the system or in the shared value, then your societal goals could actually be hindered. And then style, the governments are so slow in giving contracts, or if the governments are inefficient, the bureaucracy is inefficient, then eventually because of that poor style of working, the country's national objectives on AI may be once again hindered as well. Let's very quickly talk about staff and skill. Most of the ventures that are getting funding right now, by the way, are AI ventures. Most of the ventures that are hiring, by the way, right now are AI ventures. But nobody is skilling those people who will go on to work in those ventures. So we realize there is a gap that's coming in the market. That's why we scaled global tech initiatives so that there is a skilling platform for artificial intelligence and machine learning. So A, you do not have the kind of talent, and B, you are not even able to help with those skills. Actually, in skills, there is another nuanced point. Are you having interdisciplinary skill? If someone is already working in healthcare, can we or can we not teach them the basics of AI so that he or she can start applying that AI within healthcare? Similarly for travel. Similarly for loan underwriting. Right? So things are always interlinked. No, everyone on the planet need not become a developer of the next OpenAI. Do you get what I am trying to say? But in whatever sector you are in, maybe you are in teaching, maybe you are a student, maybe you are in finance, maybe you are in real estate, maybe you are in infrastructure. Are we still having the interdisciplinary learning so that whatever sector you are serving, you are able to deploy AI agents and you are also able to work with those AI agents as well. Overall, I hope that you all understood this bottlenecks that can get in India's way from McKinsey's 7S problem solving framework. Now easy peasy, 10% of the work is left. Now in terms of solution, we know number one, develop a coherent AI roadmap, and you focus on key sectors such as healthcare, finance, travel, where generative AI agent can make a significant impact. That's number one. Number two, on structure, you build AI research hubs, whereby you focus upon collaboration between universities, startups and industry to create AI research and have scalable solutions. That's your structure. Number three, systems. You improve the digital infrastructure, especially in rural areas, making sure that there is comprehensive data ecosystem. In India, we know there is a caste divide, right? If I am feeding an Excel into the machine, that people from certain castes have gotten loans in the past and people from certain caste unfortunately were denied loan in the past. What will the machine predict next time the person from a little different caste will come? Will the machine say yes or no? Machine will say no. And why is that happening? A, you're not taking care of outlier data points in mind, and B, your data was not completely representative. And that's why even much more than digital infrastructure, having representation of rural India in terms of input data is extremely important, so that you have complete perspective of the problem at hand. Shared values, fourth is align AI with your societal values around public welfare, making sure that AI is used to enhance your education and healthcare goals, and societal challenges such as inequality are curbed. Number 5, style. Foster collaborative leadership, encourage collaboration among government, academia, industry leaders, through meetups, through platforms. Staff, address the shortage of AI talent by investing in education and training programs. And last but not the least, skill, promote interdisciplinary learning. I'm a huge fan of, by the way, interdisciplinary learning. I'm not a huge fan of just learning civil engineering, just learning chemistry, just learning physics. No. I really like when you, especially as early as possible, learn from liberal art to statistics to music to mathematics. It stretches once again your mind. It opens your thought horizon. So irrespective whether you want to become a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer, there should be angles of artificial intelligence in it, so that you're better prepared for tomorrow, so that a AI agent is not taking up your role. You work along with AI agent, giving the AI agent a command. I hope you all are now comfortable with the language of AI agent.